I know I said in the past I wasn't on here to help people, but I really want to help somebody with this post, and I really believe I can with this one. So the reason you should let go of the trauma you carry is because it's almost like putting a heavy barbell on a newborn baby's back, right? You're going to mess that back up. Over time, because the mind is strong, it'll become callous to the pain. It'll numb it. You'll feel it. But the brain will automatically start to adapt and evolve in this way. And it'll numb the pain somewhat. You'll become hardened by it, right? Even though the pain's still there, it's not what it once was. As you're also moving through life with this heavy barbell that's been deforming you, crippling you since birth, right? This is all a metaphor for trauma. You start to develop different back muscles in different areas, overdevelopment, underdevelopment, compensation in your psyche as well as your body to support this weight, this trauma, right? And it'll always distort your perception of yourself when you look in the mirror, right? It's not your true self. It's what you've been conformed to be because of the thing that was bestowed upon you and placed upon your back. Metaphor, your trauma. When you walk through life and you holding on to negative experiences, you can't, you know what I'm saying? When you get to a point where you can't trust no more, when you feel like you can't love all men are dogs, all women are hoes, you know, you get to these perceptions, when you start to become so distrusting, you can't let people in, or you start to develop subconscious behaviors that compel you to self-sabotage relationships before they even fully develop. When you start looking for flaws instead of the good things in people, you know, it's all a reveal of something that's inside of you. Yeah, sometimes this perception might actually fit people. We all judge. You got a right to judge. It's just purely in our biology to judge things and assess things. You know what I'm saying? That's just what we do. But moving past that, sometimes it'll fit, but a lot of times it's a distorted perception on your behalf, creating a problem out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? You making mountains out of molehills. How? But you able to magically do it. It's because you holding on to these traumatic experiences that you ain't even acknowledging as trauma. Not everything's trauma. Some things are just messed up, right? But that don't mean it got to be traumatic. Don't be soft. But there are things that can cause a certain level of psychological, subconscious trauma, emotional trauma, right? Super bad breakups, deaths in the family, rape, you know, seeing a murder, seeing, you know, getting robbed, getting jumped, you know what I'm saying? A bad car accident. Whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Childhood molestation, you know, it's all type of things that bother people, bro. You know, going through certain depression, anxiety, whatever, and somebody chooses hardcore drugs, but chooses to quit those hardcore drugs. And now they're dealing with all of these other issues that are bestowed upon them from those negative vices, those actions. It's like, dog, you got to really get to a place where you can create an equilibrium within your soul, bro, within your body, bro. And it's very hard to do, but I've learned throughout my life that is a goal, bro. It's creating equilibrium with the trials and tribulations that you face. It's maintaining the character that you had going in as you do coming out. You know what I'm saying? Not being changed. This is a sign of faith, but also internal willpower, strength, true strength, bro. True integrity of your character, bro, to not be compromised by the trial. I swear to God, it's a very hard thing to do. But I want people to realize that holding on to things, it changes you. Sometimes it does change you for the better. But in regards to negative things that we hold on to, it, you know, it's far and few in between a very strong mind and spirit that it actually aids and embeds in somebody being more successful, aka leveled up in their own life. Like, a lot of people ain't leveling up from holding on to negative shit, straight up, because you ain't figured out how to alchemically manipulate this energy, this perspective. You see, you holding on to the wrong side of the coin, the wrong side of the equation. Once again, you're thinking from a Masonic perspective in its most simplistic form, 720 degrees of knowledge. You only doing the 360. You're missing 360 degrees of knowledge when you hold on to trauma. You only seeing the glass half empty. You see it as half empty instead of half full. You know what I mean? It's the wrong perspective. You got to let go of your trauma, and you got to figure out what type of coping mechanisms from a positive light can actually help you do that. You know, whether it's the gym, church, your spirituality, weed, and I ain't advocating weed, but I ain't got a problem with it either. You know, whatever it is you do, even if it's something that somebody, fast food, you want to smoke a cigarette, you know, drink some beer, whatever it is. I'm not advocating none of these things, But if you gotta drink 1 beer a day to kind of cope with bad childhood trauma, I would say find something more positive, but I also can't judge you for it. You know what I'm saying? We all human. My advice is, because the truth is everybody's going to have a vice. So my advice to the vices is do them sparingly, use it as a Band-Aid. It's a numbing. It's like Tylenol. It numbs the problem. You know what I'm saying? But essentially the problem will come back. So you got to figure out a way to permanently alleviate that problem with things you can change to, keep that problem from coming back as powerfully. But I ain't judging people for their negative vices. I understand that they do help, in your mind, and they might actually help you. But all negative coping, all negative vices, it's all negative. So on some level, it's still harming you. And I want y'all to understand that. But see, if I can eliminate some of the harm through a healthy perspective, I'm willing to do that. I don't assume I can eliminate all of it. But if you can start to have a different realization, maybe you will start to use devices to help numb your pain more sparingly. And maybe in that time, you'll start to reinvest that energy into something a little bit more positive, like a walk through the park, walking your dog, going to the gym, going for a jog. You know what I'm saying? Talking to friends, go to the fucking library, read a book, you illiterate bastards. You know what I'm saying? Like, do something else with that energy. You got to reallocate the funds. It's a reinvestment into your own spiritual stock market. That's literally what it is. I ain't no guru. I'm not some world-renowned motivational speaker. I didn't come from Howard University or Yale or any of these prestigious schools with super programs that could qualify my words as true or have any weight in your mind. But if you see any of this is true, I ask, hit the like, comment, subscribe, but also spread the word about it. Take this information, give it to somebody else who you might think is having a hard time. You know what I'm saying? Don't hold this to yourself. You know, a lot of us know people with problems. If this video made sense to you, if it helped you, show somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't had that coming up. I had to find these things as an adult male and figure out how to piece my life together and my character together. And a lot of people have to do this. A lot of people aren't successful with it. It's very hard. And if we can save each other some time on evolving our characters, I say, why not do that? Let's participate in the growth of each other, bro. And we do that by starting with places like this channel. Straight up, just speaking your perspective. Being as real as you can be in a way that doesn't disturb and provoke other people's to turn against your healthy perspective when really you're just trying to feed them something positive through suggestion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I suggest everybody start doing this. Even if content creation in the channel ain't your thing, do it in your everyday life. Do it in a text message with a friend who's going through something and they ain't coping the right way. You know what I'm saying? You see somebody turning to negative vices, let them know that's cool, but maybe cut back on some of that and reinvest some of that energy somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? The point is to really get control of our demons, get control of our trauma, get control of our trials so that we can control ourselves and our lives better. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't here to speak on nobody with a negative health choice. Do you? But do it sparingly and do it in a way that you still got the power and control. Once you lose that actual control, you are now being run by something that is superficial and really you're the creator of. Don't become a slave to the creation, okay? No matter if it's food, tobacco, drink, sex, violence, whatever, video games, all these things can be unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter what it is. Don't let it corrupt you, though. It takes a real master to be able to see the balance in negativity. You got to really be able to see balance in when you're going to extremes that are of your detriment. All negative energy is to your detriment, but some of it can serve a purpose, but only so much. And that's the whole point of this video. Cope better and control the negative coping mechanisms that you have. I love you.